Blessings, everyone. I'm just doing a little bit of a smudge. This is white sage, a white sage bundle, to bring up in my beautiful smudge bowl that was, again, given to me, made for me by my friend Scott McDonald in Canada. He's a master craftsman, and I'm so grateful. I was drawn today to do the oracle reading from the Archangel Animal cards, and this is by Diana Cooper. And I love this deck because Diana is a beautiful angel communicator, but she also works with the different animals that are in the different realms. She does 11th dimensional animal beings and 5th, 7th, 9th, wherever they're from, and also the different planets that they originate from, or the different starseed planets. So she is a communicator that works with all the different realms, and so her cards really resonate with me. I always find that the energies are very, very strong and the messages are very clear. So with that, I would like to say thank you to Source, Spirit, and all of the interdimensional beings and animals for any of the messages that they may bring to us for the highest good. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna give a shuffle today. Very windy the last few days. The elements have been just incredible. It feels like very majestic. Between the wind, and we had a little bit of snow, and there was some rain mixed in, so it's about everything. And now it's quite warm out there and everything is kind of melting, so there's been a lot of energy for the elements, the sun, the fire energy, and the earth energy, along with the wind and the rain for the water. It's been absolutely incredible, and so hopefully this will help bring the energy through. I'm already feeling the presence drawing very clear and near. It also feels like there's some of the guides are pulling in close, and so I thank the guides. Just gonna pick. Usually the card comes out, and whoops, here we go. As soon as the card moves, if it moves towards me, or it pops out of the deck, or it raises up on its own, falls out of the deck, that's what I'm usually drawn to. And this one is Parrot. Listen intently to understand. Archangel Bokeep. And this is absolutely gorgeous artwork. I love the artwork for these cards. I'm sorry, I'm getting the glare from the window there. Hopefully you could see that. Obviously you could see that there's the rainbow in there, which is always a strong message that comes through with the angels. So I'm not surprised to see that. And also, I don't know if you could see that. That has been a very large symbol, if you will, when Source is near. There's like the great central sun, and also there's the sacred geometry of the spiral. That's been a big messenger recently, but I'm noticing they're pulling my attention to. I haven't gotten this card yet, so I'm going to be reading from the book. I'm still new to working with this deck, so I love the energy. I've read a couple of times on my own, but this is the first time that I'm pulling the cards to share with everyone. So thank you for the patience with this. I'm just listening, and they're drawing me to the male and the female parrot, and then they're showing me that with the source light, the infinite. So there's something about this with divine counterparts, which I'm not really surprised. And they're showing me the reflection of this was created in source. This was created in the divine, the spark of light. And there is the counterparts in the duality, and they still carry that spark of light. And when they come together, it's one. Something that the angels have said to me, and I know this is going to go against everything that the twin flame, divine counterpart community has talked about. But I'm listening, and this is for me, directly from my guides, that this is not always about two fragmented pieces of one soul. That the divine counterpart can choose to be individual and an expression of source, but when they come together, the union is the two souls coming as one. That everybody is of one source. So the teaching that a lot of times that comes through with the divine counterparts and the twin flames is that they are one soul split into two, but the guides and the angels and spirit source, we're all of one light. So it would be impossible otherwise. We're all from the same source. So there isn't a divine union of that. We're all fragments of God. We're all fragments of the light, where God, the love, expressing ourselves as an expanded awareness here of source. So what they're saying is, although sometimes it's explained in that way, but to understand that we are our own expression of source. We are not sharing the same soul. We are not. We are our own experiences, gathering our own journeys here to bring back to source. And it's source that blesses the union once we come together. So I know that goes against everything, but I have always been explained it this way, and this is from a different perspective. So take that if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. I'm going to read from Parrot. Okay. The whole parrot family, parrots, budgeries, cockatoos, parakeets, lovebirds, and macaws, is a fifth dimension. They come from Lukame, the ascended aspect of Sirius. Their sole mission is to carry and radiate the light and lessons of the archangels through their glorious colors, which makes sense because the angels always come through with that beautiful rainbow, the resonance of light. Wherever they fly, they leave a trail of beautiful angel energy. While parrots are in a physical body, they are using the opportunity to develop their skills. They can utilize tools to demonstrate to us that birds are clever. Their most remarkable gift is the capacity for mimicry. They can copy human voices, animals, and other sounds, a talent they cultivate by listening intently. Parrots remind you to listen with your heart and your ears. They are teaching humans to heed keenly all that is happening around them. And the guidance is, when you receive this card, you're being asked to listen with your heart and soul in order to understand what people are really saying. Use all your senses to note what they are truly imparting and what is going on inside of them. You may discover more than you thought possible. You're also being reminded that the archangels work through color. When you wear a bright color or choose one for your home or workplace, the angels can radiate their light and their lessons through that vibration. You are on earth to learn everything you can while in a physical body, so take every opportunity that appears and hone your gifts and demonstrate them whenever you can. And I was very drawn today to wear a bright orange color. They were telling me orange, 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 and so it's not usually a color I wear, but it coincides, and now I understand why. And they're just, they keep, that's basically what they're drawing my attention to again, is the rainbows and the colors within the parrots here. And so I feel like that this reading, though, wants to take on its own. They keep bringing me to the divine counterpart, and I believe that the lesson, the teaching part of this is that when the divine counterparts are in each other's awareness and they start to connect, they start to have that ability where they can walk into the room like an empath would and be able to sense what is going on. So somebody might be in a troubled way, or having a lot of anxiety or emotions going on, and they're putting on the brave face and they're smiling at us and saying everything's okay. But when you are connected to that source and you find your source light, we can tend to feel through that. And so it gives us a different approach. And what Spirit is always reminding, and I'm being reminded now, is that we have to address the story here, the story the person is. Not necessarily always do we have to address the soul level, because if we bypass the personality, sometimes that can cause conflict, and the person that we're really wanting to assist with the grace of source and be that median, that source light to help them, they close off because we're going far beyond. And it's kind of intimidating. It's like if someone tells us that they're okay and we're sensing they're not, and we're just completely going past their okay and addressing what we are feeling, sometimes that can push someone back. So what I'm hearing is make sure that we always address the personality. If the person is saying that they're okay, they're letting us know that they may not be open in that moment, and we are feeling what they're feeling. We know that they're not okay and there's something more going on. But that's up to source. That's when we have to step out of our egos and just let that inner light guide us. To trust that we're going to know what to say. Trust that maybe it's just sitting with them in silence, sending them love, letting them know that they're loved. And when they're ready, we'll know. So not always, I know a lot of energy healers, Reiki masters, sound healers, they understand what I'm saying, that if someone comes to them for help, it's a different scenario. We can address what's ever going on, wherever the blockages are. We have to open up. We have to use that sense. But if we're in that space and we're with a friend or a family member or whatever the situation is, that we have to take the story, their personality, into consideration. Though we're feeling what they're feeling, and we know, they're hurting inside, but they're telling us it's okay. We have to use both, work with both then. But the divine counterparts, when this is happening, this is source light, and they just keep stressing that to although the book is giving us a different message to resonate with as well. I don't know if this is maybe a personal thing that's coming through for someone out there. I'm trying to keep it as broad spectrum as possible. But there's something about this with the source light and the rainbows, that it's so important that we understand that it's through this, the light that's within, that we return to source together, that we follow that, and that we all have that. So the idea and the concept of that it's a shared soul split into two isn't going to always resonate with every divine counterpart, twin flame. Because as I said earlier, and Spirit just keeps bringing this through, is that we're all in a journey. We're all taking back bits and pieces of experience to bring back to the whole, to the soul group, and back to source. And so once we've completed our journey, that's the union. And that is source. That's when source comes through. both. And so that's when they blend. And although we can be in a certain level of union here, and I know a lot of people that speak about the twin flame divine counterparts use that word a lot, union. The fullest union is within source, because that's where we're created from. And we all go back there. So it's just a different aspect of that. And can we reach that union while we're in the physical? Part of us can. And that's what they're saying, that we're, no matter what, we have source light in us. So in the beginning, the creation, you see how they have their different aspects here. And that's what source keeps saying, that we are individual souls blessed by the same union, and that we return to that where it is the same, where there's no duality. And as hard as we try here, this is Earth School. There's going to be duality. We're here to learn that. We came from a place of perfection. We came from a space where everything was in its fullest perfection. So to come here, we want that experience. That's part of seeing the different aspects of everything. We're seeing the duality in everything. We can bring that into the center and create a non-duality only when we see both sides. We cannot have a non-duality if we're in either more of the male or the female, or the dark or the light. Once we balance that within, and then we return to source, there can be the fullest union. So it's just something to maybe think about and open up a little bit to another aspect of the divine counterpart, twin flame union experience here, is that just know that we have source light within us already. And it's not necessarily that we are the same soul broke into two, and now there's the male, the divine masculine, and then the divine feminine, because yes. But we see that with many people, two-spirited people, people who perhaps are transitioning. There's different aspects of this. So in our vibration, that doesn't work anymore with the duality. They're so strong with this to get this point across, that the true union is when we return to source, like everyone. But for now, we are holding that source light. We're holding that space. We're sharing that. And that is part of the beautiful thing that the divine counterparts are experiencing right now, is that recognizing that source light in each other. And we know that when we return to the whole, that we are going to return to that together. So I hope that this message makes some kind of sense. I know, again, it's a different aspect of what we've heard, but I feel like that I follow what Spirit asks without question, even if I'm not fully agreeing with it in the moment either. I don't always. I go back and I watch these videos myself because I'm learning. But in order to be of service, there has to be absolutely no opinions, no judgment, no ego. It has to be fully what Spirit asks for me to say. And so this is what I'm hearing, and this is what I'm sharing. And I'm sure I'm going to go back and listen to this again and kind of let this all sink in. So my love to everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful and inspired day.